Hi there. So it's another day, and today, if you've been to social media, you know that there's a lot of discussion about what is happening in the city of Goma in Congo. So Rwanda today in the morning activated their huge army of bloggers. I'm talking about Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube bloggers. So they activated that group to start claiming that there's a genocide happening in Goma, and this genocide is against Tutsi people, which is not true. And they're pulling up old videos and old images, some of them fake images, to show that there's that genocide. They're also claiming that the M23 have captured the town of Sake. So last week we talked about how they tried to go to this region. It's a smaller village called Shasha, and they moved north of Shasha. They took this territory called Kiroche or Kirotse, and Kirotse is between Kihindo and Shasha. So they were there, about 100 of them, and they were trying to cut this road, as I told you in the previous video, called it the N2. So I'm going to basically go in there and show you what I'm talking about. Maybe I should also get the roads there so that we check the roads. So this is the road. As you can see, the road is from Kihindo, and we have Shasha. So they had tried to take this region here. So you can say this is south of Shasha. It's Kiroche. So they were between here, and they even moved all the way to this region where you find this hospital. So in Kiroche, Kiroche, right? So they were here, and they tried to capture this region, but their goal was to try to stop the flow of cargo vehicles and anything moving on this road from the town of Sake all the way to the city of Bukavu in the South Kivu. And what happened after that, Congo sent their special force. As you can see, this is the road. They sent their special force group to try to deal with them. And from what I've gathered is that the M23 actually suffered some few casualties. They lost some troops. And after seeing that it is becoming easy for the Congolese army to try to come after them, and I remember in the previous video, actually I said that they were going to fail. The reason why I said that they were going to fail is that being here, I'm trying to zoom out so that you get it. So being not in Goma, not in Sake, but south of Sake here in Shasha, is very far away from their forward, operation in Kichanga, where they were removed, by the way. So they've been operating from Weso and near the border of Uganda in Ruchuru, this part here. So they moved because in Weso they were losing a lot of their fighters to this Wazalendo group. Now they sent a team south to try to stop this road here, so that they can control the flow of goods, because today they control the flow of goods that come from Uganda through the border town of Bunagana all the way to Goma. And Uganda doesn't complain because they are supporting them. And I can tell you this, there's an evidence last month when Congolese army drones started bombing the leaders of M23. Two leaders of M23 were seen in a Land Cruiser entering Uganda through that border, and the Ugandan troops or the customs that were there didn't care to stop them. And that is what happens. It's a good evidence that they are working with the Ugandan government or people in the Ugandan army, because if the leader of a rebel group in a neighboring country crosses the border into your country, if you're not supporting that rebel group, you are supposed to arrest them and hand them over to the country that they are creating trouble to. But that is not what happened. So, as I was saying, they are far away from where they get support of, medicine, ammunition. So coming south, it's exposing themselves. So it was easy for the Congolese troops that are in Goma. We have hundreds of them, and in Sake, where we have the Congolese and the South African Development Community troops, to come south through this road and deal with them. And that is what happened. And after they were dealt, they quickly moved south to Bukavu, this region. Now, the border, this line here, I'm trying to zoom in. This line you're seeing here, I don't know whether you're able to see it. It is the border between the North Kivu province and the South Kivu province. So after this region where they were in Shasha here, they were just few kilometers to the border of they were just 6 kilometers to the border of the South Kivu province, and that's what they did. After they started fighting the Congolese Special Force, they moved south. From the news we are getting is that they are working with their other Tutsi rebel groups that are located in the South Kivu. They operate mostly from not Mwenga. Yes, they operate from mostly Uvira in this region, Mwenga and Minembwe, far south. So we have two of them called Ngomino, and we have another one called Twirwaneho, led by a General Makanika. He's one of a former colonel in the Congolese army, but a Tutsi. He was caught spying for Rwanda about 10 years ago, and before he could be arrested, someone tipped him off. He ran into the forest and he formed a rebel group with the other Rwandan Tutsi soldiers who ran with him. He ran with about 50 of them. I don't know what he told them. He lied to them that the Tutsis were being hunted in the Congolese army. But the truth was that he was caught stealing secret information because he's a colonel and passing it to Rwanda, especially on the operation to secure the mines in East Congo. That's the secret he was sharing. And someone found out, and they were about to arrest him and take him to a court-martial. Makanika ran, and he was able to convince about 50 Tutsi soldiers to go with him. So they started that group. Today it has about 600 fighters. Some people say 1,000. They are located in the South Kivu. So it's called Twirwaneho. The other group is called Ngomino. Is also part of the Ngomino. Makanika is also a general or a commander of the Ngomino, which massacres people in the Bembe region, the Bembe people. And these M23, because they've kind of lost a lot of their fighters, they're trying to join this other group to maybe form a bigger force. But that's not why I'm making this video. The reason I'm making this video, right? The reason I'm making it is because now the people in Bukavu, the city here, and the people in South Kivu, the Tutsi, the Bembe, the Hutu who are there, they were not part of the war that was going on in Goma. As a matter of fact, it was business as usual. There was no gunfights. Even the rebel groups there, like Ngomino and Twirwaneho, were just stealing cattle from the neighboring communities like the Bembe, and the Bembe would steal it from them also because they have their own rebel group. And back to back like that, it wasn't a huge war that was to a level of ethnic cleansing or genocide. But now the M23 moving south, it changes everything. Now, if it changes everything, then that's why today there was the meeting, as you can go to the Twitter or the X platform, the Presidency Congo. This is a presidency account. So they have been the council, they call it the High Defense Council, Conseil Superieur de la Defense, right? That met where it was between the Minister of Defense, Bemba, right, and other top commanders of the army, including the Vice Prime Minister. They met to discuss on how to now proceed from there. So this one is translated. So the Higher Defense Council sends a message to the entire population that everything is done to ensure that the town of Goma will not fall into the hands of the army of Rwanda. So they even very specific saying Rwandan forces. And this is the presidency account of Congo. And if you go on, they say that they are telling people to ignore so we must be careful with social networks. So they are talking about social media, which fuel the creation of a certain fear and fragility in people's mind. Be careful, this is not reality. So they were even able to talk about the fact that there have been social media lies and fake news about what is happening. One of the story is that the story in social media fueled by Rwandan bloggers or bloggers that work on behalf of Rwanda, and they blog from all over the place, including Canada, the United States, because some of them actually, as I told you in a previous video, they go there pretending to be refugees. They go to the United Nations High Commission in Nairobi, Kenya, crying and saying that they come from the region where the M23 is killing people, and they even lie that M23 killed their parents. When they come from the same, when the fighters in the M23 actually are their brothers who are doing it. So once the guys at the office in Nairobi fall for their lies, they are relocated to a third country, in this case Norway, Canada, the US, Australia, and once there they continue blogging. So they are liars, these people. You never take them seriously. It's like you have a group of people like, let me give you a good example. The Taliban, you know, the Taliban in Afghanistan, they were creating chaos, attacking, setting up bombs on the roadside and killing people. Then imagine the children of the Taliban moving to the neighboring country of Pakistan, to the refugee camps, and crying victim, saying that they are running away from the Taliban and they want the US or this United Nations High Commission for Refugees to relocate them to the US or to Canada so that they can live a good life. When we know that their fathers and their uncles and their brothers are the ones who are in the Taliban. So that is what is happening there. So back to the story. So these guys were saying that the M23 have captured this whole territory. They've cut off the road. And they were saying that even the road from Uganda is also cut. So they were saying they have even captured the town of Sake. That's the news. And now they are saying that they are coming towards the town of Goma. So the story is all over the place. It is on social media. If you click the word Goma, the trending topic Goma, I'm going to show you some of those accounts I'm talking about, the Rwandan operated accounts. So I'm trying to locate one of them. Okay, where are these guys? This one is in Canada. Can you imagine? No, the US. This person is tweeting from Massachusetts, US. And everything is about hatred of Congo. Everything is about how good Rwanda is. Everything is all that. Small surveillance drone shot down by M23 in Shasha, which is not true. They just come up with funny stories, and the glorification of Rwanda. But this person here, she wants to tell us she's a Congolese. So if you're a Congolese, how can you be supporting from morning to evening, be tweeting and supporting the country that is invading Congo? Where is your patriotism? And if you don't have patriotism, how do you expect that then one day you'll come back to Congo and the Congolese people will accept you as one of their own because you've been attacking them and you've been sharing images of dead Congolese soldiers and glorifying Rwandans? That is, look, she's trying to basically glorify what this terrorist group called ADF has done in Ituri. So you find this kind of Twitter account. These are the people I keep saying that they go to the United Nations High Commission for Refugees crying that their homes have been invaded by M23 and they want to be relocated. But actually they are M23 themselves. So they want to be the victim to get relocation, but they are the aggressors here. Very, very funny people. So that is the story the page from the government in Congo was talking about. He's saying that you need to be careful of such people. They are trying to lie to you The Congolese army is doing a very extraordinary job. That is a fact. I've seen videos that I can't share on YouTube and pictures that I get mostly directly from soldiers in Congo, and they are doing a very beautiful job. These guys, you should respect these young men. These Republican Guard, the Congolese Special Force, and everyone there, you need to respect these young people going against some of these soldiers that are trained in Rwanda. They are doing a very beautiful job, but there is a lot of misinformation and a lot of lies coming from Rwanda.